Hey guys, that's Bekah with CFH Powerlifting, and this week's interview is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually live this week with
Ariel Rangel.
She is one of our THSPA lifters down here in Texas. She's been lifting with CFH for, this is the second year that you've been with us. Probably your...
I started, I think, with my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
And that was the first Texas takeover I did. And then I did the Odessa one and back in, I believe it was in
November of last year was the second takeover.
Yes. And then I've done this one again.
So she's been with us for all three takeovers. So I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about you and what you do in your daily life.
So I am 17 years old. I attend an early college high school. So you go to college, and it can be hard with lifting, but I manage. I also work, that is also hard. But
yeah, I'm not ignoring you. Your mom said something earlier that I want to bring up, and I want to make sure that you don't forget about it either. So anyway, so go ahead.
I'm also our school student council president, so that's also very time consuming and kind of stressful, but I do manage that. Other than that, if I'm not at school working, I'm lifting.
So yeah, your mom said that you're actually mentoring a few six underclassmen in lifting.
Few, yes.
So basically you just kind of sit around all day and do nothing. That's what I'm taking from all of that.
Kind of.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of you guys will know the name Marv Allen, and I don't mean to bring it up so early in the interview, but we are going to talk about it for just a minute before we move on, and I'll try not to get too emotional, and you do the same, and then we'll move on. Marv was Ariel's coach for a long time. And for those of you that don't know, Marv passed away. He actually passed away right before the takeover that you did with us the very first year. So her first year with us was really difficult for her. It was difficult for us as well. But she did really well in that meet. And
that was a really hard one to get through. I remember after my very last deadlift, I let it out.
Mom said today was a little difficult for you.
Yeah, going into this one, I haven't competed since date, and that was back in March. So it's a little emotional. Been through a couple of injuries this past 7 months, so recovering from that. A little anxious, but I'm excited to be back on the platform.
Well, we're glad it's our platform. We love having you. I'm really proud of you, and I just want to kind of start there as well too. I love watching you lift, and I'm really honored that it's our platform that you do it on, so thank you so much. Ariel's dad's here. He's off camera, but I just want to tell you thank you for always being at her meets with her and for bringing her to our meets. We really appreciate you guys and all of your support as well, too, so thank you. So, yeah, Mom was telling me that you're mentoring 6 underclassmen, taking college courses, trying to finish high school, working, all of that, and lifting, and so when I say I'm proud of you, it's not just your lifting. I'm proud of you do some amazing things.
I hear it every day from both of them.
Well, and you know what, I love watching them watch you as well. It really is. I love watching your dad watch you. Obviously,
it makes me happy. Them watching me.
And you know what, I can see that. Her dad is at all of her meets, and it's really fun to watch. So we'll get into your lifting a little bit too. This is a question that I ask everybody that I interview. Growing up, the men in our sport, they saw strongman on TV. There were magazines on every shelf. And women are more prevalent in our sport now than they were, years ago, but we're still not as prevalent as we need to be. So for you, when was the moment, was there a specific moment that you decided that you wanted to be strong, you wanted to power lift, or what was that when did you decide that this was what you wanted to do?
I think it was my freshman year when I first started lifting. I went to our school's first meet and they had me just watch. I didn't lift, I just went and watched and observed, and I wasn't really watching the girls, I was watching the boys, and I saw them doing these heavy numbers and I was like, I can do that, I want to do that. So talked to our coach and they're like, we'll start lifting with you. And then we started, now here we are.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and also Brian Shaw. Me and my dad, we sit down and we watch his videos and everything. Yeah.
We love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Me too.
Let's talk about last year's lifting, last year's high school lifting, because it was a pretty big year for you. How did you finish? I'll let you.
Well, I went to regionals and state. At regionals, I tied the bench press record with 315, and then at state, I set the record at 300, and I placed second at both.
So in the entire state of Texas, you placed second.
Yes.
And that's amazing. Like
Yes.
that's fantastic. And that was your second year of lifting in
That was
THSPA or third?
My third.
Third year in THSPA.
But it was my first time.
First
going
time at
to
state, but your third year in THSPA, but
Yes.
only your first time at state.
Yes, and second time at regionals.
That's just amazing. Like, that's so fantastic. Who are some of the power lifters that you've seen that really inspire you? I mean, because for you, there's more social media influence. You see a lot more on social media than a lot of the people that I interview. Obviously, we didn't have social media back in our day. We didn't have that influence. So you get to see a lot more of these lifters doing a lot more. So who are some of your favorites, I guess, to watch on social media?
My favorite, of course, is Brian Shaw. I like Eddie Hall. I like, what's his name? Orby, Robert Oberst. And I used to watch Hawthorne a lot, and I just kind of strayed away from him. But I still like watching him.
Are there any women in our sport that you watch in particular?
There was this one, I don't remember her name, but she has the deadlift record, I believe, for the world. I believe it's 600 pounds.
It's awesome. And Barry can probably tell us who that is. Who has the world deadlift record for women? It's like 600 pounds.
Oh, the girl from the UK?
Yes.
The redheaded girl.
Yes.
Oh boy, this is terrible, but I don't know.
I remember watching it.
She's a straight shot at.
I'm terrible with names, so
Yeah, me
unfortunately,
too.
if it's outside of our circle of people that we know, I'm terrible
I
with
go
names.
blank.
Or I'll remember their Instagram name, But outside of that, I'm like, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like once, and not even in 10 years, I guess, just in 5 years. Do you plan to continue this when you go to college? Do you plan to lift in college?
Yes, I definitely plan on lifting in college. I'm looking at colleges to go to for school and for lifting. It's kind of hard too, but it's going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rhiannon Lovelace.
Rhiannon Lovelace. Awesome. Because our first takeover, America Hernandez lifted in that one as well, and she went on to lift at college as well. And I know that, like, she kind of, and I don't remember exactly, but I know that trying to find the college to get into to lift at, like, that was trying to,
especially now, like, they'll have powerlifting, but you can't really compete outside. And then some schools only have it for boys, which I don't understand, but
that's what we're trying to.
Yeah.
We're trying to stomp that out, guys. Listen, women are here too, okay?
Yeah.
So, and I will tell you that we We understand that once you go to college, we may not see you on our platform for a few years, and that's okay. I'll forgive that just because you're in college. But when you're done with college, you come back to our platform.
Definitely.
So your first meet ever was a THSPA meet?
Yes, it was at Holy Cross. I remember. I feel like it's still like.
So for those of you that don't know THSPA, all THSPA, it's Texas High School Powerlifting Association, all THSPA meets are single ply. So typically I ask people if their first meet was raw or equipped. I didn't ask her that because I know that all THSPA meets are single ply. So, and in our meets you compete single ply as well.
Yes.
Usually.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So most all of her meets have been in single ply gear. So anyway, so go ahead with Holy Cross.
Yes, that was my first meet, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I just went up to the bar, and I didn't really know, like, okay, like one plate was 135. I would just tell them, okay, add like 5 more pounds, and they were like, and I was like, just add it on.
Just put some weight on the bar.
Yeah, I remember telling them, like, just put the little one on there. They're like, oh, the 2.5? And I was like, yes. But I feel like it's so funny because, like, I have my records in bench, but that first meet, I think the highest I benched was like a 5 on the bar. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom always brings up the video. It's me benching. It's like my second attempt into the cookies on the bar.
That wasn't a real meet. You were just.
Yeah, I was still learning. Yeah, and then the coaches started working with me, and they're like, nope, we need more weight on the bar for that.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's another thing with THSPA is you don't have your normal coaches with you. I mean, you have your high school coaches, but you don't have the same coaches that you have when you do outside meets. So the coaches that are there are with all of the students. So most of the students call their own weights. They have to get themselves in and out of their gear. The students are helping each other. A lot of schools don't have enough money to provide gear for each lifter. So if the family can't afford the gear, then lifters share gear.
Yes.
Which is
it's very like stressful in that
yes,
moment. Cause
yeah.
like,
I mean, if you're trying
yes.
to hurry up and change out of a bench shirt into and give it to the next person, so anybody out there that wants to help some high schools out, I know plenty of them that would love extra gear. If you've got extra single ply gear laying around, let us know because we can definitely hook you up with a high school that would love any single ply gear that you'd be willing to donate.
Be used, definitely.
Yes, it will absolutely be used, appreciated, and reloved.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the biggest stressors I would imagine at a high school meet
yes.
is if you don't have your own equipment.
And I'm very thankful. My dad, he has bought me my own knee wraps, wrist wraps, a bench shirt, working on a suit. I have my own Converse, my own belt, the bit. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, there are even students that don't have lifting shoes.
Yes.
I mean, they even share
I've seen people
Converse.
lifting Sperry's.
Yeah. So, again, anybody that wants to share lifting gear or donate to high schools down here, we have a ton of, especially the girls.
Yes.
It's very hard for the girls down here, and especially for the smaller girls too, because a lot of the girls can use the guys' equipment,
yes.
and the smaller girls are just
they're kind of there because
they either have to use equipment that's too big, and that happens a lot for the boys and the girls. I mean,
yes.
Xander's a 148, and he was thinking about doing THSPA, but so yeah, I mean, so many of the guys are so much bigger. I mean, obviously we could provide him with his equipment, but yeah, I mean, I've seen them.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, it really shouldn't. So it's pretty tough for some of the lower income high schools. And I'm not that you even go to a low income high school. I mean, Xander doesn't either, but it's just money isn't put into the powerlifting program down here, and we have some amazing lifters out here. Benji You know,
Yes.
Benji down in
He's
Odessa, he's just as strong as he can be. You know, and again, he's one of ours, and we try really hard to make sure all of our lifters have everything that they need, and we have great parents who support their kids down here, but there's just a lot of parents that don't, or that can't afford to.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
I mean, that equipment is expensive.
it is.
Yes.
It is. And every student has to have a bench shirt on to compete. THSPA rules, you have to have a bench shirt. You have to have a single ply deadlift suit, single ply squat suit,
A
singlet belt, lifting shoes. So, you know, it's, again, if anybody has any single ply equipment that they want to donate, let us know. Plenty of schools down here that would be more than willing to use it, and it would absolutely be used.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, along with our, this was another really important interview for me because it's twofold. I mean, we have the women's aspect, but we also have the high school aspect that's big here in Texas. I mean, it's not
growing,
especially
with girls now.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot more girls getting into it, which is another reason that I wanted to talk to you. And, you know, I want girls to see, hey, you know, you can do this. Mm-hmm. There's so much you can do. So Ariel's competing with us tomorrow, so I'm not going to keep her too late tonight. I'm going to get her to bed. Barry's very excited. We love watching Ariel compete. It's one of our favorites. We're kind of partial to her. What are your goals for yourself for tomorrow? I know you're coming off a couple of injuries and a little bit emotional coming back to TSS, but what are your goals just for yourself for tomorrow?
My goals for tomorrow are honestly just to get through the meet and make sure I'm mentally ready for the season, because this meet is always my beginning.
Right.
And I like that because this federation is very supportive, and no matter you fail a lift or whatever, they support you. They lift you up, and it sets me up with a good vibe, a good mental state of how the rest of my season is gonna go. But for numbers wise, I'm just kind of hoping
come in low and make sure you finish the meet.
Just making sure I kind of see where I'm at.
Get yourself on the board.
Definitely.
Start with something easy, get yourself on the board, and then just see how you feel. I like that. And thank you. We love having you. I love that you use this as your opener. What are your, outside of, you know, all the things that you have on a daily basis, what are your other hobbies outside of lifting and mentoring and working and going to school and college? And do you have any time for hobbies?
Not really.
So lifting is pretty much your hobby.
Yeah, it takes up most of my time. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, and I mean, I guess at your state right now, it's not just a hobby. I mean, like you're doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I can see a career out of this.
Right. I did see a post. You and your mom and a bunch of girls, y'all did mums for homecoming. So how was that?
That was very fun. A bunch of me and my friends got together and we bought all the stuff to make mums, and it was very fun.
For those of y'all outside of Texas, if you don't know what a mum is, it's okay. Just Google anything that says Texas homecoming
yes.
mom. You'll see helicopters landing moms.
Yeah.
It's just a way for moms to lose their fingerprints with hot glue guns. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
a bunch of my friends and my sister's friends got together, and we invited their moms, and so it was moms and mums. It was very fun because we bought everything, so like it was very personalized.
Right.
And even on the mum, I have a sticker being made that says CFH with a bow and weights.
My heart just.
And at our school, we have like spirit jeans.
Yeah.
And on the back of my leg, it says powerlifter, and my other leg, it says #CFH, #lift for Marv. I can't leave her out.
Remind me tomorrow, because I have CFH stickers too. I mean, it'll be a little
Okay.
big for your mom.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
maybe
my mom is
not.
very
Maybe
big,
not.
yeah.
It might fit your mom
Yeah.
just perfect. But I do have CFH stickers for you, and I need to give you one tomorrow. It'll be at the table. Just tell mom to take one from the table. So that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
No, but that was very fun. It was an experience that I'll never forget.
That's really awesome. So this is your senior year, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we're going all out.
That's awesome. So, do you have any advice to female lifters, older or younger?
I would say to not be afraid, because I know I was a little intimidated walking into that gym every day and just kind of being stared at, because I didn't know what I was doing. None of the coaches really talked to me. I just would go in there and rep stuff out. Then once they saw I wasn't leaving, they picked me up. But
awesome.
yeah, just don't be afraid. Ask for help, and boys, don't be intimidated to go up to a female lifter, because I know that's a big thing. And other younger girls too, just don't be afraid to ask for help, ask a coach, ask other lifters in the gym, but don't be afraid. That's mainly, and don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you've had some you've had some difficult times in your lifting career. I mean, your lifting career started early, and one of the biggest hits was Marv's passing, and you overcame that really well. I mean, I'm really proud of the way that you handled that, and the way that you made him very proud, I'm certain. How do you mentally overcome that? And not just Marv, but I mean,
Yeah.
Marv and injuries and, being a female high school power lifter, there are challenges to it. So how do you mentally
Well,
prepare yourself and get through that?
Whenever Marv passed away, I didn't take a break. He passed away on a Wednesday. I was in the gym heavy benching Thursday, deadlifting Friday. I didn't take a break until after state, which was a couple months after, and that was mentally hard because I feel like I didn't really process it. I just needed to get through the season, finish off strong. But
Looking back, maybe you should have taken a break.
I should have taken a break, processed it, but I honestly don't regret it, because I feel like if I would have, it would have been harder to pick up.
And start over almost.
Yes, and I remember that night I opened a Google Doc. I wrote everything down that he taught me. And
That's awesome. That's genius.
Yes, because I try and find new ways to help out, or try and extend my learning and lifting, and he really covered
To pass
everything.
your knowledge on
Yes.
to other, I mean, the mentoring of the 6 students that you're with right now. Yeah.
Yes, I pass it on to this one girl. Her name is Damaris, and I've been working with her for a while now. At least I know she started working out with me, I think maybe a month after Coach Allen passed away, and she's made a lot of improvements. I'm so proud of her.
That's awesome.
Yes, but and it really warms my heart, because I see her helping other people in the gym, and I'm like, he taught me, I taught her, and it's
Pay
just
it
going
forward.
down.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yes, and I'm glad, because not a lot of people do that and help
Right,
out and
right.
give back. But just to see his legacy,
legacy.
live on,
Mhm.
it really makes me
That's
happy.
awesome. You've done some pretty amazing things on our platform. I know you've won you've won several first place trophies. I'll get it out, I promise. Is there anything big that you're looking to do this year? Do you want to go back to state, or are you just trying to? Do you really set that in your sights, or do you just kind of go into each meet going, I'm just going to do the best that I can?
Well, I do have goals for myself this year in high school powerlifting, and one of my goals is to, of course, go back to state and regionals and get first, break my own records, hopefully. I just want to go out and be great and show what I've been taught.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is your daily or weekly training like? Like, how many days a week do you train? I know in THSPA it's a little more rigorous because you guys compete almost every weekend or every
Yes.
other weekend, depending on
Yeah,
how many people are on the team.
Yeah, starting like January to basically March, almost every weekend. But I train 4 days a week, and after schools, I just go work out and get my stuff done and help out, of course.
That's awesome. What are you looking to do? Like, go to college for, and what do you plan to do?
I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, just like
My girl.
Yes, I want to be a personal trainer, so like mentoring and everything, but like for a living, I guess.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's awesome. Not an internet one either, a real life one.
Yes.
Not an internet coach. I said it. Sorry. I'm really not sorry. I'm sure there's probably more that I'm missing, or I'm. Y'all have to forgive me. We were setting up for meet today, and we have meet tomorrow, and I have meet brain. So
Yeah.
and we just kind of have sat and yapped. Is there anything that I'm missing, or I know we've kind of talked about everything that she's doing. Is there anything that you want to add?
Yes. The person who like introduced me to powerlifting.
Absolutely. Please
He
do.
was my freshman year coach for PE.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Jeff Lentz, Coach Lentz.
Coach Lentz.
And I love him so much. Him and Coach Allen, best friends. He taught me, or he saw that I liked lifting whenever we'd go to the weight room. So he told me, he's like, go talk to Coach Allen. And I was like, oh, I don't know, he's a little intimidating. But he went with me one day. He's like, yeah, lift with, one of the girls was America, and some of the girls from powerlifting there. And I started lifting with them, and then I kept on going back and back. So he started working with me. But if it weren't for Coach Lentz, I probably wouldn't have done powerlifting.
That's awesome. So that was your freshman year?
Yes.
That's fantastic. So when you started lifting sophomore year, do they, so I guess that's another question, do they let freshmen compete?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
They
I
do.
wasn't sure because I know like in middle school, like sixth
Yeah.
graders,
Well,
like
it's
you have to wait till you're
it's
like
ninth
seventh grade till, like for football, I know
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's only 7th and 8th grade, so I wasn't sure for powerlifting if it was 9th through 12th
For
or just.
powerlifting at our school, you can't do it until it's high school, so 9th grade.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Gotcha. Well, thank you, Coach Lentz, for getting her into this because we love her and we're glad that we get to keep her at least for the rest of this year. So, you can't start college until you do one more meet after this one, okay? Okay, Dad?
Yes.
Well, I think that's about it. I really, really appreciate you sitting down with me today. We will update tomorrow. We'll sit down for a few minutes tomorrow after your meet, or after the meet, if you're okay with that update, and let you guys know how she did. We'll be live tomorrow for the meet as well. So, but thank you so much for coming out and
Thank
doing
you.
this. I have been so excited and so ready to sit down and talk to you. And
I've been nervous, looking forward to it, anxious.
well, I am so glad that you did it, and I want you to know Barry and I are both so proud of you. Like,
Thank
we're
you.
so excited. I'm excited that you're graduating and going to college. I'm a little sad that there's going to be a few years that you can't compete on our platform, but I totally get it. I understand it. Same thing happened with America. It's a USAPL thing. If you compete college level in state, you can only compete USAPL, right? Yeah. And it's just because of the rules of drug testing and stuff for college athletes here in Texas. So anyway, thank you so much for doing this, and good luck tomorrow. And I can't wait to watch you. And Dad, thanks for bringing her out tonight so we could sit down and do this. And we love you.
Thank
Thank you so much. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'm going to hop off here, and I will update you guys tomorrow. We'll sit down for a few minutes tomorrow and let y'all know how her meet went. And I'll see you in the morning. Bye.